it's me again, and I am going to talk about the Northman again. I went and saw this movie again, and it still was as amazing as it was when I first seen it. Maybe I liked it even more the second time, actually. Like, the movie is still the best movie of the year and better than any movie from last year. That's how good the movie was. Like, I think it deserves to be compared to the likes of Braveheart, Gladiator, and 2010 Robin Hood. Yeah, it's basically their successor. And it's about Vikings. Okay, but now we are getting into the spoiler territory. So, oh wait, before we get into spoiler territory, I will mention that the visuals in this movie are amazing, and the landscapes. Like, the landscapes are beautiful. Iceland, Scottish Highlands, and even the green parts of Russia. Those were also very beautiful, although I heard they were filmed in Ireland actually. But still, all the visual landscapes in the movie are amazing. Some of the best I've ever seen. Okay, and now we're getting into the spoilers territory. So, if you haven't seen the movie, maybe turn off the video, because we're gonna talk some spoilers. Still with me? Okay, so first I will talk about the characters. The characters in this movie are great. Like Amleth, the main character, he's very complex. He's not like a traditional hero. In fact, he's very much consumed by vengeance. Like, I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. I will kill you, Fjolnir. That's basically the words he lives by since the beginning of the movie, when his father gets killed by his uncle Fjolnir. And Amleth even teams up with a band of Vikings, and together they slaughter a Slavic village. One of the most disturbing scenes in the movie, but very important. It shows how violent the Vikings were. Like, they basically locked the children in a building and set the building on fire while selling women and men into slavery. Amleth might not be as brutal as the rest, as he doesn't partake in those atrocities, but he does nothing to stop them. He's a very complex character, and he only later jumps the slave ship and disguises himself as a slave in order to get to Fjolnir so he could take vengeance on him. And he lives just for the sake of revenge for the whole movie until the end, when he falls in love with a Slavic woman named Olga, who is also an amazing character, and we'll talk about her soon. And she's pregnant with 2 kids, and he sees in a vision they're gonna have the twins. And he's almost willing to let the vengeance slide for a while. But he feels that Fjolnir will try to kill all his family, since he just killed Fjolnir's elder son. So yeah, he does really feel that Fjolnir will try to kill all of his family, so he returns and decides to kill Fjolnir. But it's not clear if he does it purely to save his family, or if his thirst for revenge never left him. It's a very ambiguous situation, and I love all the more of it for it. I love ambiguities in movies. Yes, maybe not always, but I do love sometimes when movies leave something ambiguous, and this was here done very well. And that's when Amleth frees the Slavic slaves, kills all the Fjolnir's men, and Fjolnir himself. And he also kills his mother too, more on that later. Yeah. So, Amleth is a very complex character, yet he's still an amazing character. Like, he's very complex and morally grey, but he's a great character and a very good protagonist for the movie, and I rooted for him all along. Another character I'm going to talk about now is Olga, the Slavic girl that Amlev falls in love. Like she's a very tough woman. Like she basically stands against Fjolnir and his men with how they treat her and other slaves, and she basically helps Amlev see the error of his ways and see how consumed by revenge he is. Their romance and chemistry is very well done, and it's great. Yeah, Olga, a great character. And I will also talk about the character I hated most in the movie, who was Amleth's mother. Like, there is a twist towards the end of the movie where it turns out she was the one that actually staged his father's murder, and that she was in love with Fjolnir. And then she kisses Amleth, seduces him, and tries to kill him, her own son. Yeah, that twist was really great, and also made her the one character I started hating most in the movie. So yeah, the characters in the movie are all great. Even Fjolnir is very complex. Like, on one hand, he's a Viking who slaughters the town in the beginning of the movie and kills Amleth's father, and he does take Slavic slaves and bullies them, but he still deeply loves his family. So even he is a very complex character. The story of this movie is amazing. Like, it's not a simple revenge tale that at first it seems it will be. There are deep themes within the movie. Characters are complex, as I was just talking about. And there are lots of twists and turns too. Like, I already talked about the mother twist, but another thing I really loved in the movie was when Amleth, as I said, sneaks aboard a slave ship and leaves the band of Vikings that he was part of behind. Like, that's when his character development starts, and it works amazingly throughout the movie. And the action scenes in this movie are great too. Like, the final duel between Amleth and Fjolnir at the volcano is literally one of the best duel scenes I ever seen in any movie. Like, there is an atmosphere, it's very well choreographed, and the setting is simply incredible. Like, fighting next to the volcano. Yeah, it's amazing. I also really loved where Amleth goes to collect the sword Draugr and fights the undead warrior. It's not clear if it's an illusion or an actual fight, and I love all the more of it, because that way the movie leaves it up to interpretation if the Norse aspects are real or not. Like, I am not very well versed in Norse mythology. I only recently started getting into it, but I love the way the movie uses Norse mythology. Like it's very much clear what the Vikings believe in, and they use Norse mythology to tell the story. Like, the gods don't really show up in the movie, which is good because the movie is meant to be history, not fantasy, but you can feel their presence. Like, you very much feel what the Vikings felt. Like, you feel their presence. You feel like they're real, even if they necessarily are not. Like, yeah. And finally, the last thing I'm going to talk about is historical accuracy. Like, I love history, and the Vikings is one of my favorite things to learn about. And the movie is very historically accurate when it comes to Vikings. Like, it's not very accurate when it comes to the Slavic history. Like the Slavics in this movie are Christian, and the Slavics were actually also pagan back then. They became Christian like 100 years later. But when it comes to Viking history, the movie captured Viking history very well. They captured their costumes greatly. They captured how they really were. As I said, the Vikings are very violent and brutal in this movie, and just how they were in real history. Like, I heard from some people that it's more accurate Viking representation than the show Vikings. I never seen that show, by the way. I really want to, but I never seen it yet. But honestly, it makes me happy to hear this movie is even a better representation of the Vikings history. Okay, so that is my review of The Northman. Like, the best movie of 2022, so far at least, and better than any movie from the last 2 years. So yeah, incredible movie. Like, I had a really great time watching it. I might go and see the third time actually. That's how good it was. And press the like button. And please subscribe to this channel if you're new. And I'll talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.